This is Data Jockey, machine learning for Victorian racing. Race 6, Geelong, Friday 28 August 2026. All right, let us get straight into it. Here is what the model is saying about Race 6 at Geelong in brief. 2 selections on the board. Magnetic chess carries the place selection, the model's strongest read for this race. Katsumi Orochi sits in the same race multi only as the top 4 leg. So the short version, magnetic chess to place, multi combining both for the value angle. Worth staying for the full breakdown though, because this race has some genuinely interesting detail behind it, and the reasoning matters more than the headline. Race 6 at Geelong, 8 runners, top 3 paying the place dividend. The model's read here is interesting straight away. The favorite is not the top selection. That is the model telling you it sees value the market has missed. This is precisely the kind of scenario where the data and the crowd disagree, and that disagreement is where the value sits. 2 selections from the model for this race, a place pick, and a same race multi combining both. Remember, not every race makes the cut. The model only selects when the value is genuinely there, and today it is. On to the breakdown. Before I get into the picks, a quick word on how this works, because it is genuinely different to anything else you will find in the tipping space. The selections come from a machine learning model that continuously learns from Victorian racing results. Every single race meeting, every result, every finishing position feeds back into it. This is not a set-and-forget system. It is live, it is learning, and it gets sharper with every race run in Victoria. Now here is the part that really sets it apart. Most tipsters, most models out there are chasing the winner. I made a completely different call. This model was built from the ground up to find place finishers, horses that hit the top positions and pay a place dividend. That is a fundamentally different problem to finding the winner, and it demands a completely different approach. The model weighs up dozens of variables across the entire field at once. Things that interact with each other in ways that no human analyst could ever track manually. Pace, distance, field composition, historical patterns, how each horse matches up against these specific rivals on this specific day. All of it simultaneously. That is the power of building it this way. If you want to go deep on the methodology, how the model was actually built, what it looks at, how it was trained, the link is in the description below. Check it out when you get a chance. But for today, I have got race 6 to get through, and the model has some strong opinions. Let us get into the picks. On to pick 1 for race 6. The model's top selection here is magnetic chess, currently 4th in the market, not the favorite, not the horse drawing the market's attention, just one the model rates well above where it is currently priced. That mismatch is the whole basis for the selection. I want to be upfront about something, since I think it is more useful than pretending otherwise. There is no single clean reason the model has chosen magnetic chess. That is genuinely not how the system works. It does not rely on one factor like a strong record at Geelong or a preferred distance, the kind of reasoning a standard form guide leans on. The model takes a different path entirely, weighing dozens of variables at the same time. Track conditions, distance, field size, who else is racing today, historical patterns built from thousands of past Victorian races, all considered together, surfacing connections that are simply invisible to manual analysis. That is intentional. A one-sentence explanation would mean the model was unnecessary. What actually counts is this. The market has magnetic chess at 4th in the market. The model places it first for race 6. That difference between market price and model confidence is where the value lives, and identifying that gap is the model's entire job. It does not matter whether the market eventually catches up or not. By the time it does, the value has usually already gone. Built specifically around place finishers rather than winners, a top ranking here means this horse fits the historical profile of horses that finish in the places, not necessarily the historical profile of horses that win outright. A different way of approaching the problem altogether. Magnetic chess for the place, a top 3 finish in a 8-runner field is what the model is backing for race 6. For entertainment purposes only, please make your own informed decision before placing any bet. Pick 2 is Katsumi Orochi, currently 3rd in the market, a different style of selection to pick one, worth clarifying up front. The model views Katsumi Orochi as likely to finish in the top 4, but is not confident enough for a top 3 finish on its own. That distinction is the whole point here. The data falls short of supporting a standalone place selection on Katsumi Orochi, but it clearly supports the top 4 role inside the same race multi. It can sound like a minor technicality, but in an 8-runner field, it is anything but top 3 pays a place dividend, 4th pays nothing. So backing Katsumi Orochi as a standalone place selection is not what the model supports. Its value lives in the multi-combination. Put simply, the model is saying Katsumi Orochi belongs in this race and matches the shape of a top 4 finisher in this field, while a top 3 finish specifically remains less certain. The multi only needs top 4. Magnetic chess in top 3, Katsumi Orochi in the top 4. That is the model's combination for race 6. Here is the same race multi for race 6, magnetic chess finishing top 3, Katsumi Orochi finishing in the top 4. Check with your wagering provider on availability for this market. Before going further, worth being precise about something, since these two bet types get mixed up easily. They are not the same kind of bet, and they do not carry the same odds of landing. Magnetic chess, as a standalone place selection, is the higher probability option. The model has stronger confidence there. The return is smaller, but the chance of it landing is greater, and that is the model's primary read on race 6. The same race multi is the longer odds path. Both legs need to come in magnetic chess in top 3 and Katsumi Orochi in the top 4, which makes it less likely overall than the place bet by itself, but the payoff if it lands is meaningfully larger. Neither is compulsory. The place selection on magnetic chess carries the model's strongest signal. The multi exists for those interested in the higher risk, higher reward option. Whichever you go with, understand clearly what each bet actually requires. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please make your own informed decision. If you are following the full card today, all the race tips are in the playlist. One video per race, all uploaded before race 1. Have a look at the other races and see which of the model's selections are relevant to you. Some punters combine multiple selections into a place multi. Check your wagering provider for how that works. Always make your own informed decision before placing any bet. And this is important, always check for scratchings before you consider placing anything. Horses get scratched on race morning and it can completely change the picture. The model's place selection for race 6 is magnetic chess. Have a look at the playlist for the rest of the card. Subscribe if you have not already. I do this for every Victorian meeting, every race day, and it is completely free to follow along. That wraps up race 6 at Geelong. To recap, the model's place selection is magnetic chess, and for those after the longer odds play, the same race multi-combination is magnetic chess in top 3 with Katsumi Orochi in the top 4. Every tip on this channel is tracked, and the results posted publicly every single week. The good runs and the bad ones, nothing left out. That transparency is the only real way to judge whether following this model is worth your time. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Please make your own informed decisions and gamble responsibly. Catch you in the next one.